Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peek's Peak. In our last video, we finished building the loft. We finished covering the ceiling. Now it's time to get some railings put on that loft. We figure if we're going to be sleeping up there, we better have some railings.
All right, guys. Well, we have a railing on the loft. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? You like it?
Yes, I like it.
And we have kind of a, a grab handle for climbing the ladder and getting up in there now. So that'll make it easier to get up and down.
You could still puncture your hand.
Well, yeah, we've got some screws that, the screws we had were too long for our railings. So we've got to bring some up here and cut those off on the backside and kind of grind them, smooth them out. But we'll get that. Pretty happy about it. I think we're ready to go down and get something to eat. All right, guys, well, we are back up here working on the cabin. And I actually kind of forgot to turn the camera on when I was putting the metal up behind the stove. But I like the look of this. It turned out really good. And now I'm starting on putting the wood on the walls. And Caden is hanging out up in the loft. Say hi, Caden.
Hello, YouTube.
His Nana and Dad got him a couple of cots, and they're really nice cots with like mattresses and all that, and got him blankets to keep up here and all that. So we're gonna get some rubber tubs to store the mattresses and the blankets in, just in case mice get in or something like that. But man, he's got the setup up there. He's set up right by the window. He's sitting up there playing cards right now, I think. But yeah,
No,
just
I have my knives.
oh. Yeah, knives out. He's playing with knives.
I'm not playing.
What exactly are you doing with them?
I'm not playing with them. I'm
Just looking at them? Show me what you got. That's a nice one.
SOG.
One of our buddies at church gave him that on Sunday. He's pretty proud of it. Yeah, that's a good one, bud. All right, I'm gonna get to work. All right, had to get creative with this one. Let's see how she works. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Are you shaved off now?
I mean, it's like perfection, son. Caden's making fun of my angle cut there because it's not perfect.
It's literally half of an inch.
Hey, that's close enough for the girls we date. Back to work before I get in trouble. Well, it's getting later and I don't know how much longer I'm gonna work, so I thought I'd give you a quick update of what I have accomplished. I worked on putting the oak lumber on this wall here above the metal and around. And I also, whoops, goodness, watch where I'm walking. I also worked on this corner over here because I thought if I cut some longboards, I might have scraps that would work over there in those shorter sections, and it wasn't really working out that way. So I bailed on that because I really wanted to get this corner finished out around the stove, just because it's a little more difficult, working ladders and stuff around the flue pipe and all that. So I just kind of wanted to get it out of the way. Plus, I had I decided to do this kind of an interesting way where I overlap the wood and the metal. You can kind of see it right there, and I'll show you how I make those cuts. And after I did it, I am not so sure how smart that was, because this is still relatively wet wood. I mean, the tree was down for a while. The logs were down for 9 months or so before we milled them, and then they've been sitting for a little while, but not nearly long enough to dry out. So all that being said, leaving that thin section hanging over the metal. It may curl up and look raggedy after a while, I don't know, but this is all just kind of experimental, you know. I'm learning as I go, and I don't have time to stop and research every little thing, and I don't care as much about the end result as I do about the learning and working with Caden and all of that. Now I'm out on the porch. You can see I've got my porch light on to work by here. But yeah, I've got one of my boards cut here, and what I'm doing is just cutting a notch, cut out a notch like that so that it will fit down over the metal, and I can screw it down tight and it'll hold against the metal and kind of look a little more finished that way. I don't know, it's just something I decided to do when I hung the first board, and so I continued it all the way around. A little bit of extra work, but anyway, we'll see how it turns out. And of course, you know, you're going to see in the videos if it dries out and it curls up and looks silly. We'll talk about it. I'm going to go ahead and hang the last few boards that are over this metal and probably call it a night. I've been at this quite a bit today. I've worked quite a bit. I will share with you tomorrow as I put some of this stuff away, but I got some really cool stuff for the cabin, some gifts that people got me and things like that. So that's part of why I wanted to get this corner finished out, because some of the things are going to be used over here in this corner. And so I'll show you that tomorrow, but I'm going to finish out this last little section right here, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up for the night. All right, guys, well, I said I wanted to share with you some things that we got for the cabin, and I guess maybe I'm not too hard to buy for, because I share everything that's going on in my life on the internet. But we got our cabin built, and, you know, I talked about making coffee up here and all that. So I got cast iron skillet and a cast iron like cooking plate that goes on top of the stove. You can cook directly on it, kind of turns your stove top into an actual cooking stove top. That's pretty cool. And I also got several sets of dishes, some pretty cool stuff. Show them what we got. Some collapsible silicone cups, and these are cool because they actually work with coffee. We just got through drinking some coffee out of them, so they work good with that. We actually got a total of, I think, four plates and 4 sets of silverware. We got some of it is this like plastic silverware, which is cool, plastic plates, and then we got these little metal plates, and these containers have folding forks and spoons and knives in there, so that was pretty cool. Next, we got some tin cups with koozies. I thought these were pretty cool. These will be great for coffee too. We got a whole other set of pots and pans, didn't we? So we got a little tea kettle. We can make coffee with that. We got a couple of nice pots and pans. So now what I'm seeing is when I finish getting all the wood put on the walls of the cabin, then I'm gonna have to build some cabinets so I have a place to store my my dishes, and we're gonna have to start thinking about a rainwater collection system or something, so I'll be able to wash the dishes up here. Right now we could wash them in the pond, but you know, that's, I mean, it's gonna it'd be cleaner than just leaving the dishes dirty, but I don't know that I necessarily want to eat off of pond water dishes. No. I don't know. Yeah. I guess we could take pond water and boil it on the stove and then wash with that. So we have ways to get by, but it'd be real easy for us to put gutters on the front and the back and divert those into rain barrels and set up some type of a rainwater collection system. And those are things that just kind of interest me for fun. I'm not one who really has plans of trying to live completely off grid or anything like that, but I think it's fun. And I was actually talking to somebody about all of the solar energy and things we're using for the cabin. And this cabin has been great for learning the limitations of that and kind of learning how the systems work. It's just a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget, get outside and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out there. Y'all have a good day.